Hello, how are you? Happy afternoon, day, morning, whatever time of day it is when you see this. Right now it is Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026. It's a beautiful day. It's about 70 degrees outside, maybe 68, which I believe is about 20 Celsius. I have last year's rhubarb that I did not vacuum seal, so it's, this year's rhubarb. I've been harvesting like mad. We actually vacuum sealed that guy. That's 4 cups, that's a lot. Now, the recipe calls for 2 cups of rhubarb and 2 cups of strawberries. I am pulling this right out of this ball guide. Dual, let me just say, I don't use pectin because I don't have any on hand and I'm not gonna go buy any. I don't want to, I'm lazy. So half of my information comes from the ball guide. The other half comes from this USDA home canning preservation number. Is that all backwards or can you read that? I don't know. It's fine. You get the point. I boil the fruit to about 220 degrees with the fruit and the sugar, and then I skip the pectin. All that happens is then I end up with more of a fruit spread and less of a jelly. It has no effect on the preservation. I have washed my jars and they are being sanitized in my dishwasher. If you don't have that little function on your dishwasher, boil the jars. Anything that has to be processed, I think it's less than 12 minutes you have to sanitize your jars. It might be 15. You might want to Google that, but I'm pretty sure, but I've sanitized them, right? So it's a good habit to do anyway. It doesn't matter how long you're going to process your stuff for. You should just run it through. You know what I mean? Make sure everything's clean and tidy. Washed my kettle. I'm going to put my fruit in. Just get prepared. I don't want to ruin the batch. Speaking of, I gotta throw this back in the freezer. Sit in there. All right. 2 cups. Now, this is way more than 2 cups. So I am going to not show you what I'm doing, apparently. Hang on. I'm out of frame. What do we got here? I want to make a heavy 2 cup. I'm going to take this chunk out. Put that in there. Because I have a heavy 2 cups of strawberries. I'll throw that back in the freezer and use that up later. I've got more frozen strawberries in the freezer. Some from last year, but I don't know what brand they are, but we picked them up and they were in the fridge and they weren't getting eaten, so I chop them up and I throw them in the freezer. Like that. If you use frozen fruit, it makes your stuff a little sweeter. Has something to do with breaking down the cell structure. I don't know, I'm not a food chemist. Okay. So, bear with me as I bumble through this. This is only about my 3rd or 4th time making rhubarb jelly in my life. But it's not too bad. It's pretty easy. It's pretty, sorry, my tripod's a little jacked. Bring you over here. It's pretty easy. Here, I don't need to be looking at my butter. Okay, there, now you can see. All right, pot. Let me check my directions. We're just going to, put in the fruit. Okay. And we're gonna start to cook this down. On a kind of a lowish. I'll stick that on a 4. We're starting with frozen fruit. I've done this before where you stick the fruit in, a container and pour like a 1/4 cup of sugar over it overnight. Leave it in the fridge, kind of toss it. It does a thing where it pulls the moisture out of the the fruit, I guess, the rhubarb. I've read it online. So I've tried it that way. I'm going to do it without this time just because, I don't know, they were in the freezer, right? You saw the moisture was frozen outside of the fruit anyway. So I think we'll be all right. I got to turn that on. Pardon me. I feel like that is more strawberry than rhubarb. You know, I made this last year, about this time of year, sometime in May probably. And I had some frozen raspberries on hand. I didn't have quite enough strawberries for the ratio. I did not like that flavor at all. I think I also maybe might have put in a little bit too much sugar and maybe a little bit too much lemon juice. I can't remember. I'd have to go back and watch the whole thing just to see what the hell I threw in there. A lot of times I get up to just fun with food and I don't know, let's try this. But I didn't like it. It ended up tasting like that just generic sweet, like a Capri Sun or a Jolly Rancher. I mean, don't get, it's, you know what I mean? Like just sugar, just not a real flavor of anything. Do you know what I mean? The raspberry, I was not a fan. But I used it up, you know, as best I could. Oh, it smells good already. This might take a bit. You want to see how pretty this is? I love the red Julie color, you know? It's, ooh, it's pretty. So, sorry, there you go. The recipe calls for 5.5 cups of sugar with 4 cups of fruit. Makes sense. Honestly, this probably won't even make that much. Okay. Well, 5 cups of sugar, it probably will. I mean, there's not much in there right now. Let me check something. I'm trying to find out how many jars, what is the yield? What do they say is the yield in this book? There's no, it doesn't say. We're just freewheeling over here. It does not say. 8? I'm sure it does somewhere, but, you know. Should probably just sit down and read the whole book from cover to cover. I'm, you know, not averse to it. Quite a bit of information in there. Okay, come on. Oh, that smells good. Holy cow, does that smell good. Two cups is all, huh? I'm gonna check that again. Yep. All right. Looks kind of nasty, that strawberry right there. I don't know, it's, I'll get rid of it. I need to cook this down. Do you want to watch the whole thing? Should I edit this? I'm bad at keeping time, so I'd have to like watch the clock and then be like, okay, that took that many minutes. I watch the pot, and that's how what tells me how it's when it's done, right? My husband is the same way, right? There was a video I recorded not that long ago. What the heck were we making? I don't even know. Something. But he said, just don't ask me any questions. And I was like, what's that about? And he said, 'cause I never know the answer. Like, how much of this did you use? I don't know, that much, you know. So putting it on YouTube has made us, like, we have to pay attention, right? Like, how much? We cook so much with sight. That looks about right, you know what I mean? This might get kind of warm in here. Just a second. How's your day going? Plus, it won't take that long. I mean, I could edit it out, but, you know, it won't take that long. Then we'll add some sugar to it. I think all at once. Let's find out. Add sugar all at once and return to a full rolling boil. We're going to get this to a boil. And the lemon juice. All right, I'll put some lemon juice in there. 4 tablespoons, it says. Come on. Splashing it everywhere. That's fine. Tell you what, friends. You make yourself a good rhubarb jelly, people will move your house for you. People really kind of dig it up this way, you know? And it's a nice use of all of that fruit, right? I get rhubarb up to my eyeballs, and the nice thing is I can just harvest it, chop it up, throw it in the freezer, and then I'll do something with it whenever I feel like it, right? It's on hand, and I can just whip it up then. Let's get a little higher here. I don't want to burn the fruit or the sugar in the fruit. We're going to crush all this, more or less. Where's my little food pulverizer masher utensil? Get that. It's around here somewhere. Let me wash this. Just in case. Sometimes that dishwasher just isn't quite perfect enough for me. There we go. Just drying it off. Sorry, my towel's under my tripod too, so that'll work. Oh, coming along. Here, take a look at this. Okay. Looks like tomato sauce or something, right? It'll start to boil. There we go. Just keep stirring it. I got a hair in my face or what? My nose is itchy. Garden's coming along. I threw some coriander, some cilantro seeds out there. Hopefully they'll come up. Oh, and last night I had about 10 to a dozen leftover tomato plants, like cherries, Romas, flame tomatoes, Better Boys. I had nowhere to put them, man. I must have 20 tomato plants outside, right? Like, I'm not gonna have, I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do with them all. I'll make some. But my brother did me a favor. He came over and picked them up last night. And he's gonna take a few more from me, and then he's gonna hand out the rest to people. Give them away. All at once, huh? You know what? I'm gonna put 5 cups of sugar. Turn this down just a second. In one single container so I can add it all at once. Sugar, bowl. 1 second. One cup. I know you can't really see everything I'm doing here, can you? But you get the point. I'm not too, you know, you can go a little heavy handed if you wanted to. I mean, maybe that's probably why I had too much sugar in it. So heavy with it. 2, 3, I have to get that bag of sugar. I'm just never ready to go over here. Okay, 3. I'm gonna get sugar all over the counter. You a little stir. Oh, you're so pretty. Turn that down a little bit so I don't scorch anything. Okay, 3. 4. Should I check, make sure it's at 5 in here? 5. Holy cow, that's a lot of sugar. That's like a bowl full of sugar. Yep. 5.5 cups. Let's just take a guess on the half, shall we? Sure. That looks about right. Okay, back to, let's get a rolling boil going. Keep stirring. Lemon juice is in there. Strawberries. Rhubarb. And I have a little food thermometer down here. So I'm going to temp that to 220. Okay? Oops, splatting it everywhere here. As soon as I get the sugar in there. Okay? I'm all crooked, huh? It's alright, we'll live. Stop making a mess, holy. Come on. all at once because I've added it, parts of it at a time, and I'm pretty sure once you get the temp up, if you add a cup of sugar, it cools it down again. And so, right? Do it all at once. It looks a little bit like tomato soup, the color at the moment, but it'll turn a real bright, glossy red. Oh, here we go. Starting to boil. Come on. It's more like a simmer. Turn it up. Turn it up. I suppose you can't even see what I'm doing here. I don't have like a camera set up to show you the pot. Plus I got too much stuff on the counter here. Start a fire. Just kidding. That's not helpful either. Kind of. Don't fall off of there. Set you there. Okay. Here, you can see that color. See, and it's kind of simmering. Keep stirring it so it doesn't burn. And I think I'm going to go ahead and add that sugar. Okay. Good Lord. Give me this. It's a lot of sugar. That down a little bit. Oh, it's pretty. See, it turns all glossy. It gets redder. You should get this like really pretty garnet red color, right? Like a gem. Keep stirring it. Oh, I think that's pretty nice consistency. There's still little chunks in there a little bit, you know, fruit. You don't want it all pulverized. I mean, I don't, right? Here, we're kind of crooked. Oh. See my trim tape? I'm going to get to that. I'm going to paint those pretty soon. Okay, we want to get this to a rolling boil that we cannot stir down. Get your forearms, at least one right arm. That's some exercise, right? Oh, it's glossy. Oh, it's pretty. Look, look, look. Man, that is pretty. Hang on. And then I need, am I totally ready at all? Okay, my little jar lifter. So we're gonna jar this up. I need to find my, oh, there it is. Falling behind. Throw that in the sink, I'll wash it fast. Still good? Yeah, you can still kind of see. Oh man, is that pretty. Look, is it darker? gets glossier. It's very pretty. There. I'm gonna end up, I don't know, screwing up, burning it, trying to manhandle all the stuff, right? Okay. Come on. Bring you to a boil. Ooh, it's starting to thicken up. I can feel it. There we go. What are we at? Got a ways to go. It's about 165 Fahrenheit. Gotta get it to 220. Come on, boil. There's that high gloss. Come on. It'll go from opaque to, you can just about see through it, right? Not quite, but a lot clearer, you know what I mean? And the 220, that depends on your elevation. I'd have to check the chart, but that, it was like fine, 220 works. I think if you're lower, it's less, like 215. It's not by much, right? It's not much lower. I have no idea what my elevation is. I don't live in the mountains though, I know that. But that doesn't, you know, does that mean I'm sea level? Probably not. I'm gonna have to get my my canner out, or a pot for a canner. Not necessarily totally set up here, that's fine. Hey, you know how to harvest the rhubarb, right? I mean, just in case. If you're new, you just recently put some rhubarb in your place. Thin stalks in the spring that are nice and red, those are the best. Can't eat the leaves, tear those off. But in the plant, reach down as far as you can, grab a stalk, twist it, and pull. Don't cut it, okay? You can cut the flowers off. If your rhubarb starts to flower, hack it off. But probably needs a little more water. It's very hot and dry. Or it could just be, it's moving on with the season or whatever, but all right, don't burn. I needed like a top-down camera so you can see this. It's pretty. Starts to foam up a little bit, but that will clear off. I do know people who will skim it off. I don't. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't do anything. Like, once it's jarred up, I don't notice it if it does. We're almost there. We're getting to a boil. I can't stir down. Come on. 2:15, 16. We're about there. A little bit longer here. Okay. How are we doing here? Do it again. We're starting to boil. $2.17. Let's boil it until it clears up again. It's a little foamy, right? I don't know if you can really see that. Just the glare and stuff, right? But if you boil it, it'll turn glossy. And you can see it done. More or less. I guess I don't want to overdo it. Oh, it's starting to shine. Yep. Almost like a molasses or a candy. It gets real glossy. I'm gonna burn my fingers. We're at 2:18. I think that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off. And now, and make room for some jars. Got a huge mess over here. Keep stirring this so it doesn't burn. While I kind of clean up here. Whoop! What you looking at now? I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, look. Look. I don't know, can you tell? It's just jewelly reddish. Very pretty. Okay, we're gonna do this somehow. I'm gonna get you in here and me in here and the jars in here. Let's take this off the heat. I need to grab a canning pot. Hang on. I really should have drug that out before we started, huh? That's fine. This is a pressure canner, but it works both ways. I'm not gonna pressurize the jars. I'm just gonna water bath them, okay? So, my jars are in the dishwasher. They should be hot. I should put some water in here. Just a second. Get some hot water going. I am not prepared for anything. While I do that, hot water. I need hot water. Hang on. Okay. I've washed my lids. Holy cow, this is a very tight space. I wonder if I should just move to the other calendar so we have a little more room. Hang on. We'll go like this. Okay. There you go. I don't want burn. Kind of hot. Well, that's going to take forever. Can I get it in here? Here. All right. I apologize. These are hot. I need something. I need a ladle. That's too big of a ladle. Let's use this one. There we go. All right. And I should put them on the towel. Sometimes it's very hot. Okay. I've got some lids. Over here, that's plenty of water. There we go. Put that on the thing. And we're going to turn that on. Just so that water can get nice and warm. And we're going to fill our jars, okay? Where's the thing? Here it is. Fill them. We're going to cap them. Put hot product in hot jars, okay? Ouch, that's hot. Yep, okay. 1. I'm gonna make a mess. You ready? What do we want, a 1/4 inch headspace? What does this say? Yep, 1/4 inch. Oh, look at that, perfect. Okay, next one. Are we spilling it everywhere? Can you get a lid? Oh no, not yet. I gotta rinse, clean the tops off with some vinegar. Just a second. Let's put a little more in there. Just a bit. Okay. A little bit more. That's fine. Okay. Oh, here, sit here. Let me get some more jars. I'm going to overfill that by accident. A little more. Do a little more. Okay. There you go. Don't worry, it won't stain. It washes right out. It's just sugar. It's probably a bit more like a 1/2 inch, but that's okay. Hey, we're getting there. Okay. Do I have enough for one more whole one? Here, I need something to stick my utensils in. All right. I just grab a hold of this. That tastes pretty good. It tastes really good. I'm very happy with that. Okay. See if we can get the rest of this. What did I say? I wanted to know the yield, right? How many jars is this? I should write that down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 5 jars. More or less. I basically got it out of there. I could probably stick it in a little one and just have it on toast later. Hang on. This one, I'm not even going to process this. I'm just going to put a lid on it, stick it in the fridge, and we'll eat it. Okay. How are we doing here? And it's thickening up real nicely. Come on. I'm going to get y'all out of there. Should have grabbed a rubber spatula. This is okay. Goodness, I'm like all thumbs over here. Hold on to that. Yeah, well, what is that, like a tablespoon or 2 in there? Okay. All right, now I need some vinegar. Oh dear God. I can't find the vinegar. Are we out? No. I've got some. Okay, I'm gonna put a little slug of this in my canning water as well. It keeps the jars nice and clean. And I'm getting jelly everywhere here. That's okay. Vinegar. I'm just gonna wop the top. Wipe the top of the jars. Very hot, okay? But, oh, son of a gun, that's hot. Okay. You want to get that sticky jelly off the top, just in case, to make sure that ring seals, okay? If there's some on the side, it's no big deal, right? Like, whatever, I'll just wash the counter. But I want to make sure that the lid seals. Son of a gun, that's hot. Okay. Oh, I think this might be, this batch is a beauty. And it doesn't take that long. We've been at this for 43 minutes, right? It doesn't take that long. Ow, son of a gun. Okay, I'll get a little more here. Get everybody cleaned up? I think so. I think we're all right. Okay, you don't need it, you're fine. All right. Lid. I washed these. They're new, but I still wash them in soapy water, the lids, right? And my rings. Stick them on there. Sitting here in this water. It'll be fine. Okay. Then rings. Just finger tight. Won't crank them on there. The jars are too damn hot to pick up anyway, so finger tight is fine. Okay, now into the canner. I'm gonna move you. maybe if we, so you can see, I don't know, you can barely see. Hang on. Because those jars are hot, right? Use this to take them in and pull them out. I've filled the canner with enough water that right now, when I'm popping them in there, the water doesn't, by the time I get all the jars in there though, it'll fill up past their head, right? You wanna see what I'm doing? I mean, do ya? Okay, once that water comes to a boil, then I start the timer. For, I believe it is just 12 minutes. 10 minutes, okay. Oh, I was gonna put some vinegar in the water. Yep, I'm gonna. All right. There's 5 little wee jars in there. My water isn't full enough. I gotta put some more in there. Okay. A little bit of vinegar. Let's put some hot water in there. Using what? All my stuff is busy. I need another pitcher in life, huh? Holy cow! It's raining a little bit. It's nice. Move over a little bit. A little bit more. All right. That's that. They're in there. Where's my lid? I'll put the lid on there. Let me put this vinegar away. Okay. But I'm just gonna set it on there. I'm not gonna tighten it or anything. So it's just barely on there. The whole point is I don't want all that water to boil off and then my water drops. So I just keep the lid on it so that it stays full. And I need to wait for it to come to a boil. And then I'm gonna hit the timer for 10 minutes. I'm gonna edit that out of here. You don't need to, what are we gonna do for 10 minutes? I'll come back, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, welcome back. I know for you it's been like 2 seconds, but timer went off, pulled the lid off. It's cooling down a little bit, the boil is coming off it. So, I'm gonna lift them out of there. Right? Are we? Set them here. I do have a wooden cutting board with a dish towel. I don't know, probably overkill, but it looks pretty. Okay. We're gonna sit here. We're gonna listen to all these lids pop as they cool. You'll hear them pop, like sort of. That's when you know that the pressurization inside is working. The vacuum seal, I suppose? Is that what that is? I'm not sure. We call that a pressurized seal or a vacuum seal. But you'll hear it, hopefully. 1, 2, Well, that's 6. Did I say 5 earlier? Well, good. That's not a bad yield then, right? 3. 4. 5. Do we have one more? There it went. That's it. We just made ourselves some rhubarb jelly. It's pretty simple. You can do this. Promise. You don't have to be some kind of, it doesn't have to be your major in college. You can do this. The water, once it cools down, I'm gonna toss that out on my garden somewhere, or the lawn, or whatever. I'll feed it to the green stuff, right? Yeah. We'll let it sit here and cool. We'll throw it in the fridge. In fact, hang on. I stuck this little one in the fridge, and I'll show you. Hopefully it's gelled up enough. I've only been away for 10, 15 minutes. Here, let me get a spoon. We'll try it. You'll be able to see. Oh, that's nice. It's a spread, right? It clings. I didn't use any pectin, so. You can make friends with that shit. Anyway, you have a good day.